Hi everyone, hope you guys are doing great. Again, very happy to have you back on the channel. Today, what I propose is that we go take a trip towards Statistic City, right? Actually, it is based because of a comment made by Coach Fernand Lopez about Ngannou, actually about Ngannou freakish knockout power. So basically, what Coach Fernand Lopez is saying is that people need to chill. People need to relax and take it easy, take their pill. Ngannou power might be overrated. So basically, what he's saying is that Ngannou only knocks people out every 18 punches. So he throws 18 punches and you mix it up, and in those 18 punches, there's a knockout punch. So that's basically what Coach Fernand Lopez is saying. By the same token, telling everybody to relax, to relax, and that Ngannou is not that freakish dude with the power to knock you out as soon as he touches you. Not even need to touch you really cleanly, but just glaze you and you go to sleep. That's not the case. That's what he's telling us. And I want us to maybe look a little bit deeper into that. He forced me actually to go and look into some statistic, look for sites that have statistic, just to actually see if what he's saying makes sense and if that's the truth, right? So the first thing that we're going to do is listen to what Coach Fernand Lopez had to say regarding Ngannou amazing knockout power. Let's go.
Talented guys to ever come out of your gym, and really an abrupt.
No, I think that I wasn't at the right spot, so let's move a little bit backwards and let's listen to
Recently,
this.
Francis knocked people out every 18 punches.
Okay, let's listen to it again, just to make sure that we didn't miss anything, right? Because we never know. We never know.
Recently, Francis knocked people out every 18 punches. I did count myself.
So thank you, Coach Fernando Lopez, just telling us that actually he did count it himself. So we trust him or we don't. Basically, on my side, I had to go and check and verify. Now, when he says that he checked himself, like I want to know how did he check? Did he basically, watch all the fights of Francis Ngannou, took a pen and paper, and just check at every punch that is being thrown at him, and at the end of all these tapes that he reviewed, then he was able to see the average and know that okay, boom boom boom, 18 is the magic number basically. Or did he go into a website where he took the statistic? I don't know, but that's, for me, it's kind of important because I went into a statistics site, so I want to know like how he did his methodology basically. So this is a site, this is a little bit nerdish that it for you, but no worries. He's telling us that he did the calculation, he verified himself that every 18 punches there's a knockout punch, right? So we're gonna let him complete what he said.
Statistically, when Francis throw 18 punch, there's a knockout punch in that amount of 18. So
There you go. So there's 18 punch, there's a knockout punch in there.
people, they have to stop saying that every punch of Francis is knocking people down. It's not.
So here we go. I guess Coach Fernando Lopez a little bit upset about something. I don't know, or is to inflict confidence into his fighter. I don't know either. So basically, he's telling us that stop because he looks a little bit upset. I mean, people have to realize from based on his opinion and his calculation, his matrix, that Francis Ngannou, he's not that as powerful as people think he is, and that only one punch for him during the course of his different fights was not enough to knock somebody out. Basically, I mean, maybe over him, but when you look in general, it takes him 18 punches to knock out someone. So that's what Coach Fernando Lopez is telling us, and he's telling us that we have to relax about that, and that he checked the statistic, and that's what happened. And evidently, what it means is that Ciryl Gane, after that, he was saying, I heard him saying in another video that Ciryl Gane, he's not taking 18 punches during a fight. So let's try to verify that. There's two things that we need to verify. Is the first thing is how many punches does in statistically Ciryl Gane takes, right? And statistically, how many punches Ngannou throws during a fight and connects, right? In terms of when we're talking about punches. So let's go directly for you guys. I turn into a UFC casual nerd, but it's all good. It was interesting. He forced me, Fernand Lopez forced me to go into different side, look at the statistics. I got some statistic here from a very well-known site that I won't mention the name because I don't want any legal pursuit or restriction to be done to the channel. So, nevertheless, yes, they come from a very well-known and respected sports site. So when we look, let's try to see. We're saying that the first assumption that we have from Fernand Lopez is that it takes 18 punches from Francis Ngannou to knock someone out. And I did find the number 18. I did find the number 18, and the number 18, I did find the number 18, but it's not associated to only punches. The number 18 is associated to strikes. So when we're talking about strike, we're talking about everything. We're talking about elbows, punches, knees, head kicks. So that's what we're talking about. So 18 strike is what it takes for Francis Ngannou to win a fight. And since he won his fight almost all of them by knockout, we're gonna assume is to get a knockout, right? Now, he talked about Ciryl Gane not taking any 18 punches during a fight. And when we look at the statistic as well, when we look at here, the significant strike, right, that is thrown towards him, right, we see that Ciryl Gane here is taking 12 punches during a fight, right? That's what he's taking during the fight. 12 punches. So again, here he's right, and he's right in the good sense, meaning that Ciryl Gane statistically doesn't take 18 punches during a fight. He takes a lot less. He takes about 13, between 12 and 13 punches to the head during a fight, right? Now, the thing that we need to ask ourselves, and by the way, when he's taking these 12 or 13 punches, we have to see here as well that basically the opponents, they touch him with an accuracy of 22.7%. Because of the defense, the strong defense, and it shows he has a very strong defense of Ciryl Gane. So to land 13 between 12 and 13 punches, it takes them a production of 60 punches to be able to hope, right, to achieve that target of 12 to 13 punches. Okay, we have to keep that in mind. Now let's come back to the 18, right, strikes. So Fernand Lopez was telling us that 18 strike, hey, Ciryl Gane can handle that every day, all day, right? So we can manage that number, and I would understand because, like we were saying, he's not taking like about 18 punches, and with his defense, he may hope, right, to be able to go through it, or maybe take one punches. And also, what Fernand Lopez is telling us is that, I mean, people are able to take the punches of Francis Ngannou, right? And Ciryl Gane is certainly one of them, from what he's telling us, letting us, have a glimpse a little bit of maybe the strategy that he wants to use against Francis Ngannou. But here we're talking about total strikes, right? And when we go the first step that we're going to go, the first step that we're going to have is to go into the significant strikes that we have here, right? Is to go into the significant strike that we have right here. Now, when we go into the significant strike, we see that number here, where we had, example 18, we were talking about 18 here, that Fernand Lopez was talking about, right? Now we go here and we have 14 into significant strike, right? Strikes that hurt, strikes that counts, right? So now, this is already the first step. It's already less colorful and less enjoyable for Ciryl Gane, for Francis Ngannou's opponent. But when we go into now the head strikes, right? The head strikes here, we realized that in fact, right, because we're talking about punches. If we're talking about punches, let's talk about punches. And normally the head strike here generally it knocks people out by punches. So what we have is that we have that Francis Ngannou knocks someone out every 7 punches and not every 18 punches, which make a huge difference. Obviously, we have to take into account though the defense of Ciryl, 22.7%, and also the activity of Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou is not the most active guy, so for him to have, and we have to try to see, like, is the production of Francis Ngannou enough, right, to be able to, to land those 7 punches, right? Because we know that Ciryl takes 12 punches. He takes 12 punches, but that's the production that you have to make to give him 12 to 13 punches. But and at the end of the day, if it was 18, like we were saying, it would be a hard job. But now we realize that it's only 7 punches that it takes. So what we did basically, we saw that, okay, we're talking about the number of attempts that Francis Ngannou normally in average does every fight is 24. He throws 24 punches. Obviously 24 punches is not 59 punches that are required. So, and if we example do the calculation, I'm going to do a quick calculation here for you guys. Get out my calculator and example do 24. I'm going to do 25 times 0.227, right? So you see, if Francis Ngannou was only attempting to throw 24 punches, right, during a fight, he wouldn't even reach the number of connection that we're talking about here in terms of percentage. That is 7 punches required to knock Ciryl out. And his productivity would be 5 punches. So let's try to do this here so that just guys, we are aligned, right? So we're going to do this 24, which is his production here times this guy here, right? This is what we get. And this is what we get here. And what we have basically is that he would throw 5.48 punches, so he would be 2 punches under. So in terms of what he was going to land, and also the percentage of chance for him to complete to getting a knockout. Although, I mean, these are just statistics. I mean, the knockout punch could be the first one, right? But statistically, this is what it takes. It will be a little bit harder for him to be able to get a knockout in terms of the chances that he puts on his side. But now, the thing that happens is that when you get that 24 here, remember that Francis Ngannou doesn't spend that much time in the octagon, so his statistics are a little bit hard to follow because of that aspect. So I decided to make kind of a projection. From the UFC side, we know that Francis Ngannou the average time in the octagon is 5.38 minutes, and Ciryl is 15.06. Huge difference that makes a world of difference for the fight, right? And how each fighter is going to feel when they're going to go into going into the octagon. And after that, I established the ratio, and from that ratio, I put the two fighters on the same playing field of 15.06 minutes in the octagon, basically. So based on that calculation and projection, right, what we can see here is that Francis Ngannou in total projection is to throw during a fight of if he was in the octagon for 15 minutes, would be to throw around 67 punches during a fight. Just to look a little bit at the statistic here, we see that he's able to do that. He did that tired like a dog, right, against Stipe Miocic by throwing 98 punches, right, during that fight. And we can see like with the first fight of Blades threw 76 punches, 36 on the very slow pace and low activity fight with Derrick Lewis. So yes, we can trust this. And when we're talking about knockout, we see that all of these knockouts are under seven, almost under 7 punches during the fight that he landed, except obviously the last fight against Stipe and the fight that some of the fight that he won during the later round or that he lost, right? So that's what it's giving us. That already here, if it was that production, yeah, it would be a little bit hard, and the advantage would be on Cyril to be able to to glide free towards victory without being scaled, and trusting his defense. But now, when we're talking about 67 punches, it makes it so that Francis Ngannou, with 67 punches and a defense of Gan, and an accuracy of 22.7% because of the defense of Ghana. And this is if we're pessimistic, right? I'm going to explain to you why. Then Francis Ngannou will be able to throw around 15 between 15 and 16 punches. And that becomes a lot more interesting because we know that it takes about 7 punches that connects for Francis Ngannou to get a knockout. And also we know that each of those punches can be the knockout punch. So we don't know if it's going to be the first one that is going to come, and then then we have the second one right after to close the game. We don't know how it's going to happen. Is it going to be the fourth and the sixth? Is it going to be the fourth? We don't know how it's going to happen, but chances are that during those 15 to 16 punches, right, there is definitely a knockout punch. So if we look at what Coach Fernand Lopez said, I mean, this answers the question. First of all, it is not 18 punches that it takes for Francis Ngannou to get a knockout, but it is 7 punches. And then again, the statistic with Stipe Miocic and Derek Lewis really messed up those statistics, because if we take them out, we would get something like 5 punches that it takes for Francis Ngannou to get a knockout. And and what it does basically is that it increases his number of chance to over 19 punches that he might be landing during this fight if we base ourselves on the statistics, right? So there you go. There you go. I mean, you had what the dog said from the dog's mouth. He told you that he was 18 punches, and this is not the case. He told us that. Let's listen to him again.
Precisely, Francis knocked people out every 18 punches. I did count myself statistically.
There you go. So he told us that again, and we show that this is basically not the case, and that I think that the fight is going to be an interesting fight. There is definitely a chance for Francis Ngannou something to play here in terms of being able to knock. I mean, I don't know if he's going to knock him out, but regardless, if we're talking about statistics, he's going to have his opportunity to do it more than more than once. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Let me know what you think. If you think as well that those statistics make sense, you can do the exercise yourself. And just to let you know, after this little video, we're going to do something a little bit more. We're going to continue on the nerdy way, right? Looking into the statistic, and do something that is a little bit larger in terms of statistics. Go through the statistic concerning the striking, the clinch, and what have you, the ground and pound, and so on and so forth. So enjoy. Again, like I said, be careful. It doesn't take any 18 punches for Francis Ngannou to get a knockout. It takes about an average of 7 punches. Is he going to be? But Gan doesn't get touched 18 times. That's correct. He gets touched around 13 times. But it takes Francis Ngannou only 7 punches, right? And Francis Ngannou, based on his projected projection, right? And this is really, if you're pessimistic, he's assumed, I mean, based on the statistic, he's going to throw around at least 15 to 16 punches, which will give him definitely more chances to knock Gan out than the 18 that Coach Fernand Lopez was talking about. So at the end of the day, if we are saying that does Ngannou has freakish power, freakish knockout power, hell yeah he does, right? Hell yeah he does. Let's say every around 5 punches he knocks someone out. and I have to take out the Derek Lewis and the Stipe Miocic fight, right? I have to take him out because these were special fight that shouldn't really count. So if we want to see if Ngannou is dangerous, yes, he knocks people out. He knocks people out every 5 punches. So yes, he has power. There you go. So yes, Ciryl should worry. And if the hope of Ciryl is to be able to take the punches of Francis Ngannou, yes, he might take some, but he's not going to take more than 5 or 7. This is what we're talking about here. Okay, so let me know what you think. This is it for me, and maybe see you guys on the next video. Thank you. Bye, guys.